So thanks for meeting, coming on. I appreciate it. So BP is in Texas. We did it's called Business Finishing School. And a bunch of us went with them last year. It was really good. I don't know why I didn't get it on my calendar for this year, but it was really good. It teaches you kind of helping you work in the business, working on the business instead of in the business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really, it made us, more than anything, it made you think about your business, about how it's operating and all that. And so any type of training like that is really good. I think this is BP's third time going. So he's obviously sold. So what's up, everybody? We're live, obviously. If you have questions today, we're talking about money today. So we got Paul over here checking on your comments. We're live kind of everywhere. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Lee's page. We're all over the place.
All over the place, man. And I appreciate you guys for letting me come on here too. I know you guys always have fun, and it's very interesting, especially with BP. You always guys keep it going. So
yeah, man. We said we'd get you on here because you do a lot of things. You help a lot of people in different ways. That's really good. So to that in a little bit. So let's do a little housekeeping. Together We Grow Phoenix, BP's nonprofit. We're having a gala on Monday. Are you gonna go? I'll put you on the spot.
I can't.
You should try to go. Bring your wife. Definitely. Get dressed up. Yeah. It's gonna be fun. It's for a good cause. We're gonna be raising money for Together We Grow AZ. I'm sorry, it's Together We Grow Phoenix. I always mess it up. And that's BP's nonprofit. It's Monday night. We'll put a link on here. And just
so yeah, you guys should join that in case you guys want to talk to me or Kris about anything we talked about today. You should definitely go.
Yeah, I'll be there for sure. BP will be back in town by then. Obviously, it's his event, so it's up there in North Phoenix. It's like $40, and it goes to a really good charity.
What's the website to go to check that out?
Together We Grow Phoenix. We'll throw a link in here on the comments on there, so just so everybody has that. How are we looking, Paul? See, so we know if anybody's talking to us. All right, we'll put us on there so we can see that. So that's that. What do you got going on, man? You got some deals going on? Whatever happened to that Tempe property?
Oh, Tempe property, man. No, I think the person that had it before, they decided to just go ahead and put it on the market. So they're ready to go. It's all ready to go. So.
All right. So you got a flip going. You got, what else you got going?
We actually have portfolio properties all over the United States. We're in Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Jacksonville, Florida, and Memphis, Tennessee. We start from bottom to as many properties as you want, 100 of them, or more, if you got the liquid funds to do so. Besides that, we got packages of properties all over. We actually have one in Phoenix, another one in is it Georgia? Yeah, with a similar loan. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff coming in now, man.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's great.
I think we're pretty lucky to be in Phoenix because Phoenix has cash flow and it has appreciation. A lot of the other places don't, but when we're talking about getting strategic, oh my God, the Midwest, some of those numbers are insane. Yeah. But you just have to know what you're getting into.
You do.
It's you're gonna buy it for 40, and in 10 years it's gonna be worth 42.
Yeah, exactly.
so you have to be okay with that. True. But the cash flow is insane.
It's really insane, but say the market were for some reason crash, anytime soon. At least you're in those. You got a little bit in those markets, or if you take some here and kind of diversify,
right?
It'll save you some money. Probably save your skin a little bit.
For sure. I mean, diversifying over different asset classes, diversifying within asset classes throughout the country, absolutely. And then different types of real estate too, single families, multi, commercial, all that. So
yeah,
that's why I love it, man. I love real estate. So
me too.
All right. So how are we doing, Paul? We got any questions yet or any guests? What's up, BP?
What up, BP?
Oh, perfect.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, pull that up, man. If you guys are talking to us, we can't see it. We're a little behind schedule here, so this one's backwards.
Oh man, okay. Oh well.
But we should be right. So you guys should be able to read the screen this time.
And then we talk about, we have this joke because this is the first time I ever did a Facebook Live. Everybody caught me doing this reverse. If you put on reverse, you'll see the words backwards, and it doesn't work out very well. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, unless you can read backwards, right?
Yeah.
All right, Paul, we looking good over there? All right, so let me drink some water. So guys, I wasn't here last Friday. Hopefully you guys still tuned in. I know a lot of you did. Darius was on, and man, I still can't wrap my head around it. Like I get it, but I don't get it still. I can't wait to get involved in it though.
Sure.
We're talking about the legacy investing. We're talking about life insurance policies. It's really like just next level stuff. You know what I mean? Once you have some cash, and then it really gets into paying yourself first. So that was a cool episode. I got to watch that from my bed because I had surgery last Friday, which was brutal. Kidney surgery, which I don't know if any of you guys ever done this before, but so we go in, there's two things that's going to happen. Number one, they're going to, from the outside, it was a surgery, so they put me under no matter what.
Yeah.
So number one was they're going to shock wave the stone, break it up, so I can pass it naturally. Like, that sounds great. Let's do that. Number two, if they can't do that, if we couldn't locate the stone correctly, whatever.
Sounds like a lot of some sci-fi stuff. I mean, like, shockwave the stone. It's probably like this small.
It's a 6 millimeters. It's a quarter inch.
Inside you. How do you do that?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
I was asleep.
Okay.
So they tried to do that. Didn't work. Step two, we're going to go up you, they say, up the urethra with a laser.
No, man.
They're going to, and then so they go up with a camera. And then they blast it with a laser, right?
Oh man!
So yeah, exactly. Like let's do option one. I don't want option two. So I wake up, and I'm all drugged up, and I don't get it. They're like, oh yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean it didn't work? So when I finally got it, I'm like, holy crap! So my urethra and my kidney were so swollen and inflamed, you couldn't see the damn stone. So now I get to do it again.
Oh,
same thing.
Yeah, but
all over again. And even better than that is I get to pay for it again. So I get to pay for 2 surgeries.
Wow. Oh, I'd make that guy pay for it somehow. Sorry, man. Somehow. I'm like, yep.
He felt bad, but I don't think he felt as bad as I did.
He didn't feel that bad.
Oh, look at that. We got a lot of people.
Who we got?
Anthony Rodarte, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Robert, good to see you yesterday, man. That was a really good talk. I met with Robert's buddy of mine from high school. And he's got it, man. He's a spreadsheet nerd like me.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, me too.
when I showed him what he can do with real estate, and then what happens when you buy this one, and then he's like extrapolating out 30 years. It's like,
whoa, yeah, he really got it then.
Like when you're looking at that's what you need to have. You got to have vision. You can't be like, what's gonna 6 months? Like real estate doesn't work like that.
No.
You can flip, but that's about it. But talking about wealth building, man, he's got an awesome plan. So we're gonna get going with him. Can't wait for that.
Awesome.
Ben Montour, I forgot to fucking call you back, man. I apologize for that. Have you had any experience with subject twos?
Subject twos. I am out on that one altogether.
No? Okay.
Away from those.
I always wanted to do subject twos. They always turn into lease options. It's just easier. You're not taking title. Now, it's better to do subject to because you actually own it, But as long as you're doing all your paperwork correct, you're recording all your paperwork, you're good with a lease option.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So
I think
you know what a subject to is, though, right?
I think being from Texas, Austin, by the way, but
yeah,
being from Texas, a lot of subject twos there. Yeah.
Why don't you tell them a little bit what a subject to is?
I really couldn't tell you.
No?
Okay. Yeah, because I didn't really done a deal, so I'll leave it at that.
Well, subject to is this kind of a slang term because you're taking the loan, you're buying the property subject to the existing mortgage. So you're taking over the existing mortgage is staying in place, and then so that's a regular subject to. Sometimes if you're gonna pay them, or if they're gonna also carry, let's just say they owe 50 and you're gonna buy it from them from 70. So you may what's called wrap that 20,000 around a 50.
That's what I hear.
So you're gonna pay a little bit to them, a little bit to them. So it's in your name. There's a few things. The number one thing that always pops up is the due on sale clause. All the new loans have them. I mean, Google it, guys.
Could it happen? It might happen. So
yeah, it's very rare. But as an investor, you got to be ready. You know, if they do the due on sale clause, don't screw them over. You know, you find a way to take that down. So, or have that conversation with them ahead of time, because that's why rent to own, I think, is so much better, or a lease purchase, because you're locking it up. You're locking the amount that you're paying for rent. So you it's always a 3-tiered, right? Yeah. So ideally you're going to get paid in the beginning. So let's do this 70 again. So we're going to do, let's just say we do a lease option for 70,000, right?
Yeah.
And you get 3 to 5 years to do it. You're going to lock in that price. And so my price is 70. I'm going to go find a buyer. I'm going to say, okay, buyer. So hopefully I have to put nothing down. Generally that's the best, if I put nothing down. So I'm going to get as much out of my C buyer as possible. So I'm B. So it's A to B and then B to C, right?
Right.
So A to B, I have it at 70. So I'll sell it to C for 90, 80, whatever, and then more on the cash flow. So if I agree to $500 a month, then I'll charge him 8. Money up front when you get the down payment and monthly through cash flow. And then at the end, when he cashes you out, if he cashes you out, then you get it. If not, you just roll someone else in. So that's like the creative investing stuff that is awesome. I mean, that's when you can't or don't want to get a loan, you don't have the down payment, stuff like that. If you want to get creative, you want to get in the game, that's a great way to do that.
That's actually part of what we're having right now in Georgia. There's like over 150 units or so. But the loan is assumable, not subject to, but I guess it's subject to, right? Assumable, subject to, kind of the same. Yeah. So
that's even better, because now it's in your name.
It's crazy.
Assumable also means that you have to qualify.
Right.
So that's exactly. Still got to qualify. So, but that's great. No. So those are the creative. When you get bigger, it's not as easy to do that. You know, you're going to have more seller carries. You're going to have more of that. Here, why don't you scoot in? Over there. Right. So Ben, call me up, man. If you have any questions, if you have a particular deal that you want to look at, let me know. I can help you with some paperwork too. I believe you moved to Texas. I think he's either in Texas or Utah. So you don't have amazing credit. Most of us don't. And so you want to get on a path to fix it. But until then, yeah, man, get creative. For sure. What do we got? Oh, yeah, he's in Denver now. Denver's a crazy market, so be careful. Denver's very high. One way to not make money is if in a down market with a rent to own. I had like 3 rent to owns before our crash, and I just let them all go, because when, you know, I can't sell it for 90 if it's worth 30. You know what I mean? Yeah. So be careful. But Denver's red hot, so you would be able to find that C buyer very easily in Denver. And also, if you need help, our guy Felix, my business partner here at Investors Edge, he is from Denver. He has family in Denver. So if you have any questions about Denver real estate, hit him up as well. What did Wendy say? Oh, get out of here, Wendy. Wendy says I'm a slave driver. You got to be kidding me. I'm the best boss ever. She doesn't want to go because it's like an hour and a half from her house. What do we got? Anthony Rodarte. Gotta hope they continue to pay. Who's that? Who are we talking about? Will you scroll that?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm scared.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Scroll down so I can see the older ones. All right. Let's see. Show me the money. Yeah. Link for tickets. He's throwing that on there. Great. Cool. Jared Pluver, thanks for joining us. Edgar Ochoa, thank you for joining us, man. I heard you guys are killing it. I love seeing people succeed, man.
Definitely.
One of my, you know, Elijah Rubin. Right? So he got me, he has some affirmations that he has. And one of them is the one from what's called The Secret, right? The movie.
Yeah.
And half of it is about, I want others to succeed. You know what? I'm going to succeed, but I want others to succeed too. Like, haters drive me crazy, man.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of times people don't even know that they're a hater. You know, they have a negative, they want you to fail subconsciously.
Yeah.
It's really odd.
Yeah, I mean, that's always around.
Michael Martinez on the subject twos, for sure. You got to be, Anthony said on the subject twos, you got to make sure that they pay. Yeah, absolutely. Be quick to boot, man. Oh, I think I know what he's talking about. I think he's talking about make sure that they pay their mortgage.
Oh,
so on a subject two, we're going to set it up so I'm paying the mortgage directly. I do not trust people, no, because yeah, they will pocket that money for sure. And then on the rent to own, also you want, I don't usually pay it direct there, but you want to see like at least quarterly, you want to see a bank statement.
There's something I'll share with you guys, and I got this from some guys, so you guys can check this out, by the way. Ask your professionals, attorneys, real estate attorneys, blah, blah, blah. It's not legal advice, but this one guy would take over subject twos like that, but he'd put into a trust in the name of the person that owned the house. So that way, when somebody like, say the finance company or whatever, the mortgage company sees it, like, oh, it's in the same name.
So I opened the Lee Love Trust.
Exactly.
And I like it.
So yeah, I've seen that happen before, and you know, so it kind of a little wiggle way to, so we don't call the loan due all the way.
There
So you know, it's a little trick. I'm not sure.
Every little
check it out.
Tip and trick helps for sure. Got the squeaky chairs today. All right, we're wholesaling in Denver and Phoenix. Anyone looking to partner? There you go, man. Hit them up. You guys are in Denver. Flipping in Denver. So yeah, let us know if we got any more questions. But I guess let's dive in, man.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk today about money.
Money.
People have a hard time finding money. You know, a lot of times it's going to be mostly beginners. You know what I mean? A lot of times people come in with cash but they have good jobs. They don't have time. So we want to talk about the guys who have the time, who want to put in the hustle, but they can't find the money. How do I find the money to do a deal? So why don't you were telling me earlier about four things, right?
Yeah. So
four ways to get into a deal?
Well, 4 ways that people want to get in this business and then can't. Like, you know, time again. They have the credit. They have the credit, the cash, and the knowledge. I just want to share 2 ways pretty much today, kind of, with people, you know, have a lot of time. So one way is if you have a little bit of time, if you can go networking like Phoenix Real Estate Club, places like that, meet certain people. Depending if you have a deal already lined up and you got all the numbers ready to go, I mean, the money will line itself up pretty much.
That's true.
You know, that's true. And then people are looking to joint venture all the time. Another way, which I want to share with everybody out there, I mean, it's not just in real estate, but I mean, it could be anything. And this one's mainly based on.
Yeah, this is kind of like IRAs. So whenever we talk to people about doing self-directed IRAs, I want them to do that because there's better investments out there. They don't have to necessarily invest in real estate.
Right.
And with self-directed IRA, you can invest in anything in the world except collectibles.
Right.
So those are the 2 things. So literally, if you know how to buy and sell pigs, and if you know how to buy and sell cars, you can do that. Any way that you know how to make money. If you want to invest in a business, you can do that.
Want to lend money out too.
Right. So that's one of the better ones. Yeah. Like 95.5%, only 4.5% of all retirement money in the United States is self-directed. Wow, which is insane. That means there's 95% in the stock market.
All that money.
It's all gonna go away, guys. No, sorry.
No.
A lot of it will go away, not all of it. All right, so go ahead. Go with your second way. What's your second way to get that money?
So a lot of people have a lot of time and they don't realize the money's actually in front of them. Most of these people, so what I'm going to share right now is that we're able to get funding up to about 20,000 to about 200,000 unsecured credit. Now that could be form of credit cards, could be a form of personal unsecured. And credit score needs to be 650 or above and $2,500 minimum. And that's with that one. If you want to get more money than that, then if your credit score is about 700 plus with a $5,000 income, and you don't need to be able to verify that, and a $10,000 revolving line of credit, it can be credit card or whatnot, and your debt to income ratio is 20%. So DTI, debt to income ratio, can get anywhere from about 150 to about $400,000 unsecured. lines of credit.
Dang.
Yeah.
So what are the kind of the terms on those?
So
like, are those long term? Can I hold that for like 5 years, 10 years?
So good question. So it is 0% interest for at least about 12 months.
Okay.
So you are paying on these monthly, so you gotta keep that in mind at the same time.
So it's better. This is good to get into like fix and flips.
Yeah.
So you can turn it, you know, within a year you're going to sell it, pay back the money, keep your profit.
Yeah, you can either
roll it again.
Yeah, unless you got some other type of income, like one of those guys that I worked with the other day. He may be on this, be on right now. His name is Rhino. I know I'm putting you out there. So he actually has a business, and he actually got a Viper and put it on this app called Toro, which is almost like Enterprise, but you can use your regular cars at home. Well, he got that. He used it as a hobby and just put his Viper on there, and ended up paying for the Viper itself and getting more money. So he turned it into a business and bought a whole fleet, and he needed to expand a little bit. Went to a bank, Friday, and he couldn't get approved for a loan. They're saying, no, you already got too many loans on, all these separate cars. So I seen he had an issue, and I said, hey man, tell you what, I'll be helping out with this situation. Mainly, I just help people in real estate, but there was a situation. I said, hey, I can help you out. So right now we're working on see if we can get him funding for that.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's creative, man. I like it. And that's a creative way to make money too. Taking Enterprise to the next level.
Yeah.
I rented from Enterprise, and how they drop you off. What are you laughing at?
Your switch trips.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go.
Get rid of the squeakies.
Get some DW40.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know BP was going to be here, man. We should have patched you in on this one.
Right.
Sorry about the squeaks, everybody. All right. So.
Anybody have any questions on that funding or anything?
Yeah, he said, did you say 0% for 12 months?
Minimum, yeah, 12, 24 months. So again, it is a mixture. It can be personal loan. It can all be personal loan. What will happen is they'll do a soft credit check on you guys, and then they'll take that information, go to the back, and say, okay, well, we can get you approved for this much personal line, say 50,000 personal, 50,000 unsecured credit cards, and then at that point, you can decide where you want to go. You say, hey, I just want to take the personal only. If you say, hey, I just want to go for the credit cards or whatnot, I'll go for those only. So
love it, man.
Yeah. So
obviously there's going to be expenses. There's going to be points. It's going to vary. I'm sure there's an app fee here and there. So be prepared for that, guys, and be prepared that you're not getting the best money out there, and mainly because the best money out there isn't really available. Go to the like desert schools or something. Maybe you can get a 10,000 or 20,000, but it's just
if you're looking for a 4%,
they're not making those available. So these are higher interest, they're higher risk, but that's why you got to turn them fast. So you got to know what you're doing. So I've had people do these as well as the credit cards.
Yeah.
So that's one great way to find money. So what they did was they used their 0 interest credit cards, then unsecured lines. And again, just like you said, all within a year. And then they lent me the money as a second mortgage. So basically they're borrowing it for X amount, and then they're lending it at X plus 5 or whatever.
Right.
And so they're just making what's in the middle. And actually those were profit splits.
Yeah, so money off money.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, off your good credit.
Yeah.
Use it if you got it.
Exactly.
So another way to find money is something that I've been talking to a couple people with is line of credit, or just refinancing and just pulling cash out. A lot of people in Arizona have equity.
Oh yeah, HELOCs, right?
Yeah. So HELOCs, I like home equity line of credits because you use it. If you get the loan, you pull it out, now you owe, next month you owe for that.
Right.
But the HELOC, you can borrow it, pay it back, and then you're only paying what you borrow.
Nice.
So those are really nice. So especially if you can get traditional financing. So like the guy I'm talking to, he's going to be able to pull 4.75% cash, and he's going to put some of it into rental properties, and then I have the fund that we're doing, and so he's going to invest in that. So he's borrowing at 5, and then he should be making at least like 12. So it's like, how much do I borrow? It's like, well, as much as you can.
Right.
Because it's an infinite return. It's not
Yeah.
even your money.
Right.
So he's gonna make like 7.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Wow.
So I love it, man. It's just, and essentially all he's doing is what banks do. You know, you look at the left side of the bank, you know, we savings account, we pay you 0.5% annually. Sure. And then over here, borrow for a car at 6%, right?
Or if I think about like Darius type deal, I'm gonna bring that up real quick. Because last week, from what I understand is that you could, I mean, I guess they can lend their money and they'll get a certain percentage off their money from what I know.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, okay, well, how much money you want me to lend you, you know, and then you get a percentage. And it goes to your life insurance, right? Or what is it?
Yeah.
Life insurance, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the big part with that is the part, once you get it big enough, then you can stop paying it, but it's going to go off the top. So it's not off like 30, it's off like 100. So it just comes off the cash value. So it's like, oh, that's pretty sweet. Like I said, it's above my head, but it's very, very interesting. So, okay. So different ways to get money. So, I mean, for me, it's OPM, man, other people's money all the time. That's how I first started my business. My first fix and flip. Well, I had one before the crash, but my first fix and flip after the crash, I went to a couple people. So I had a lady that I knew off Facebook. She had 50,000 in a CD. So she was making like, this was in 2011.
Yeah.
So she was making like, I don't know, nothing. 50,000 at like 0.5%.
Wow.
And so she trusted me enough to give me that entire 50.
So let me stop you on the trust part, okay? How did you approach this person? How do you approach them with, like, you just say, hey, I need some money to fund my deal. Here's your percentage, or did you have a conversation?
Well, back then, so now
how do you do it?
I do it different now from then. Back then, gosh, I don't do any of that, man. I gotta tell you the truth. So back then, I don't know what made her trust me.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, because I didn't know her.
Right.
She only knew me off Facebook, and she had been burned before by someone that you know, that we won't bring up any names.
No.
And luckily that person came back in town, and I got her money back. I'm very proud of that, because I was pushing buttons, you know, like, hey man, if you want to be showing your face around here, you need to make good, and he did. But I really don't know why. So she trusted me for some reason. But I think more importantly, she trusted the deal.
There you go.
So the deal was a Tempe, a little house in Tempe. I got it for 42,000. What is it? 2094 East Howe.
Yeah, you guys hear that? 42,000 Tempe. You're like, whatever.
You're like, oh yeah.
For a while anyway.
Let's go back to 2011. And you know where I got this? It was a freaking flyer at Azria.
Wow.
So you know what I mean? Like now, forget about it. They would be, first of all, you couldn't get it for anywhere near that price, but secondly, you'd have 15 people chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
So it was another time. It was another time then, you know. So she lent me 50. So I cashed out like 7 because my purchase price was 42, and then I got a second for 25,000 from my in-laws, and you know, it was a huge learning experience. But everybody got paid. And my original investor, I still have her money today.
It's awesome.
It's just gone permanent.
Yeah.
I just pay her every month now. So
she's happy. You're happy.
I hope so. Yeah. I mean, she's getting a great return.
Right.
Better than the CD. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
So OPM. The other people are sophisticated people with money, but they don't have time.
No.
You know. A lot of guys are hitting me up and, hey, I want to get into real estate. I want to do this. I'm like, no, you have a good job. Keep your job. Invest in real estate. Don't be a real estate investor, but invest in real estate.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'll share like my story about finding money, and I've been finding money all the time. But when you go for bigger money, man, it's more sophisticated. When he says this, it really is. So we're talking about 150,000 here, and I can find that pretty much almost all day, every day. Now, when you start getting to millions,
right? As long as it's a good deal.
Yeah, well, not as long as it's a good deal. I just can find the money to. Yeah, as long as it's a good deal, it shows a great return, and you can show them that that can be done. I think when you get in the zone, man, it just becomes a different ball game. So it's really about the person trusting you, liking you, and just see you got something going. But at the end of the day, it's really.
So what are some of the things that they're looking for?
Oh man, so they want to know the return on investment. So first of all, what are you going to invest my money into? It's almost like a Shark Tank. I'll be honest with you. I felt like I was sitting in a Shark Tank. What are you going to invest my money into? Okay, how long is it going to be? What's my return, or can I have an equity position? And what does that look like?
Right.
Okay, what's your exit strategy?
Explain that.
What's that?
Equity and just.
Oh yeah.
So, what's a debt partner and what's an equity partner?
I'm still trying to be 100% on this. So equity is where I think somebody's tied into.
So equity, they have a piece of the deal.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. Like say 20% of the deal,
right.
50% of the deal, whatnot. But I always do like 10, 20, somewhere in there.
Opposed to a debt, which is you just owe them the money.
Right, just lending money and then just give you like a certain percentage. Could be quarterly, could be annually. Yeah, but it's good to have those numbers up front.
Yeah. So what else are they looking for? Like, do they want a packet? Do they want, you know what I mean?
So some of
need a professional presentation.
It's a very good question. So some of these people, if you know them, they're okay. That you don't have to go to extend an executive summary and all that. Which that's where you get into VC capital or venture capitalists, where they're really looking at you. Like they really want to know that you've done this. And then you get the mid people who are like, okay, well, we just want to know the marketing research. What have you done? They just want to see you're done your homework. So especially if you're just done, you're just getting started or you're doing like a couple of them. They're like, okay, well, let's see what does that look like? Okay, you want to do 100? You're at 10. Okay, what does that look like in a 10 right now? So yeah.
And from what I've experienced and from what I've seen, a lot of the bigger money, they don't want huge returns.
Yeah, they don't.
You borrow 30 grand, they want like 10, 12, 15%, right?
I even heard less than that, man. Like you're like, you know what?
But like the big ones, they're like 6.
Yes, there you go.
5, 4, right?
You're like, I'd be okay with 6. I'm like, in my head, like, well, I could give you like 10 or 12. But anyways, we'll keep it like 6.
And I think the reason for that is it's hard to put bigger money together. So they're.
Yes and no.
So they're willing to take less because they have so much more that needs to be invested.
Yeah.
They're not making anything when it's sitting on the sidelines.
Right, not at all.
So if they could put a big chunk out,
yeah,
they're okay with, just putting it to work.
Yeah, this one guy is a commercial guy, and we had asked him, saying, hey, man, you need about 10 million. He goes, well, the same paperwork for 10 million versus 30 million. He goes, when you need about 30, come back to me. I'm like, holy moly, like, really? I don't know about 30 million. Oh, not right now.
I like it 30 million in the worth of property.
Yeah. So
I like it.
Yeah. That's great.
Great, man. All right. So other ways to get into deals. So we talked about other people's money. We talked about credit cards. We talked about getting unsecured lines of credit.
Yeah.
And then I guess it's the creative part. Partnerships is another way. That's also other people's money. Yeah. But and then I guess when you take it on a grander scale, is kind of what we're doing is how I'm raising this fund. So we're putting probably 16 people. We'll be putting in $500,000, and then now we got stuff to go play with. You know what I mean? Now we got money to go do bigger deals. For sure. No, that's what we want. We want to be getting into the bigger apartment deals because, again, just like your guy got, we're going to get that way. Do I want to go do a $40,000, $50,000 flip when it's the same paperwork to go do a $400,000 something?
Exactly.
But we're going to have this 500, and then we're going to do a couple other 250s. So we're going to have a lot of money to draw from and pull together. So I'm excited, man. Like when those big deals pop up, like being able to be a player in that.
Oh yeah,
that's going to be a game changer.
It's fun for sure.
Got any comments?
Any comments? Any people know?
All right, cool.
Yeah.
How are you guys getting in your deals, right? Tell me about that. Savings is obviously so the number one way to get into the freaking game with cash is to save some money up, which people have a really bad time doing. So I'd say the first thing that you want to do if you're an investor is get on a budget and pay yourself first. right? Like pay yourself first is so freaking cliche. Everybody says it, but nobody actually does it.
Yeah.
So this is what I want you guys to do. All right. I want you to do a budget. Get a spreadsheet out. If you want my spreadsheet, I'll give you my spreadsheet. If you want it, I'll send it because it's not hard. It's not anything special. But what I do is we just put our bi-weekly pays, right? So first thing, as an entrepreneur, as a real estate agent, the worst thing you can do is not set yourself up on a budget because it's so many highs and lows. You get this big fat check and then it's like 3 months and you don't get paid. So if you're not paying attention to that, it's just going to go away. Yeah. So what we do is every time we get a check, put it in the bank account, and then I pay myself bi-weekly. And I don't pay myself much. It doesn't take much for us to live.
Right.
Because I want to save as much as I can. So yeah, so for an entrepreneur, so every 2 weeks I know how much I'm going to pay myself. I know how much my wife's check's going to be. I know how much my check's going to be. And then, so you have your total amount, and then you go in and you start taking away all your expenses. You have your monthly expenses, you have your quarterly, and then you have your yearly stuff, right? Yeah. Like quarterly, you have oil changes, you have doctor appointments. Yearly, you have this, you have the title, you have to pay for your tags, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you have all your monthly expenses. So you go in, put everything in there, and I mean everything, including fun. Because just because you have a budget doesn't mean you can't live your life.
Right.
So, but how much do you want to spend on fun each 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Put it on there. And then what's left? Whatever's left is what you need to be paying yourself. And then you need to pay yourself first. So this is how it usually works. So I have $300 that should be left afterwards, right? All my other stuff is accounted for. $300 at the end of the month, I should be able to set that aside. But I don't. I spend a little bit of it. And then it goes into the next month. And then I spend a little more. And then it whittles down. And then I buy this and I buy that. And you don't think about it. And all of a sudden that $300 is gone this month. And next month and next month and the next month. And all of a sudden, 10 months have gone by. You should have $3,000 in the bank.
Yeah.
And you got nothing.
Yeah.
So.
I face this, by the way.
Right.
That's
and
cool.
so instead of doing that, before you pay your mortgage, before you pay your car, before you pay anything, that $300 you pay yourself first. That goes into your savings account or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So you take exactly what you did in your budget and you pay it right then. Like it has to get, like when you get your check, it has to all go that direction. Like the savings, wherever it's going to go, don't linger money in that bank account whatsoever.
And that's
what will happen.
When I was hardcore, that's what I did. I did the Dave Ramsey thing. It's called the envelope system. So literally, cash every 2 weeks, and I put them in envelopes. And it's the best, man. Especially for big ticket items like $1,500, $1,600 for rent. Is if you come to the end of the month and you're trying to come up with $1,500, that could be a little tough. Yeah. But if you already have $800 in an envelope, it's not as tough. You know what I mean? Same with your car. Oh, car payments due. Oh, look, here's the cash. Boom, pay it.
Yeah.
It's so nice. And then, so you do that. You create an emergency fund. Oh, what is this? Show me the money. Paul's giving me money. Thanks, man. This is the envelope system. See? So when the money is gone, the money's gone. So he can't go throw it anywhere else. And I love that. So that's the number one thing for investors. I'm guilty.
Get out of Starbucks, guys. Starbucks, worst ever. You guys know you're doing it. I'm doing it too. Don't worry. But still, it's worst ever. Yeah, you got
too much Starbucks money. Yeah, and then just be conscious of it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not talking about penny pinching. I'm not talking anything like that. I'm talking about put some real money aside, and then now you're going to have money to invest, and then you're going to really think hard about that investment. You're going to really do your due diligence because this is real money. This is you save, you work hard for this money. So
yeah. And just remember, guys, whenever you're joint venturing like that too with other people's money, that it is their hard-earned money. Like it really is. You got to treat that way. Like it's just the same way.
Yeah.
And
BP talks about that all the time.
That's where I got
that's number one. That's number one is your investor has to get paid.
Yeah.
They have to get paid what you promise. That's why I like doing a two-tiered. I'll offer them debt or equity, whichever is better for them. So I'll give them like X% interest or X% of profits, whichever is more. Oh, I did that with you.
Yeah.
So that one should be coming up pretty soon. You got 5%. So,
Yeah.
It's whatever
That
they
place
like.
turned out nice, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Took way too long.
But yeah, I imagine that. But that place is just like night and day. I mean, it was on like, well, it was on fire, right?
Yeah.
Fire,
Literally.
Yeah. So that place was horrible.
Yeah.
The way you did to it, whoa, that's great.
I love it, man. I love transforming deals like
Yeah.
that. Got any questions, Paul? Any visitors? Timothy McGinty Love. Your budget plan. Oh yeah, I'll send it. No problem. It's in my Google Docs, guys. So if anybody wants it, just let me know. I'll share it with you. You can make your own copy and do it however you want to do it.
And if anybody wants to know about funding,
Yeah, actually. So
leave
Lee's info we're gonna put in the comments as well, so you can direct message him. And then if you want to apply, they can do that right with you, right?
yeah, definitely.
Right on your website.
Yep.
Won't you write it on the board?
Yeah, for sure.
What's up, Mr. Felix? Mr. Felix turned into a rehabber this week. Bought a house and he's fixing it up. And we still have that wholesale deal available as well. Mobile home up on Union Hills.
Mobile home.
Yeah, it's a good spread, man.
How many bedrooms is this?
3.2, built in 96. It's worth 140, and he's offering it, I think, for 99, 97, right around there.
Oh yeah, we've got some mobile home people, man.
So it's a good. It would be an easy flip. What we got over here?
Hopefully you can read that.
Is that an at?
That is a long one, isn't it? I know.
REIGlobalinvestments.com.
That's it, man.
Hit him up if you're interested in applying for one of those loans.
Yep, or text me on that phone number there. 89220.
Man, it is so hard to, like, Facebook, all these private lending groups. I've seen.
Oh,
they are destroying you out there, man.
I'm destroying them now. You know what I mean? What's my running joke about that? What did I used to do?
Oh, right. Just
Remember back in the day?
telling them to send you.
I would tell them, hey, let's go have a steak dinner.
Oh, I got steak dinner.
I was like, I'm 1,000 for O right now, and so I would ask them, hey, let's go to the steak dinner, and I need some money, whatnot. But it would never be.
Yeah, there's like so many scammers out there.
They're hardcore.
5% money, guys, that shit's not real.
No.
It doesn't exist, especially if you have shitty credit.
Yeah.
There's a reason the banks aren't giving you money. Like, these guys are total scammers. So, but yeah, I see people jumping on you now. It's like they're all scammer. Like, wait, hold on.
Oh, I'm jumping back at them.
Not everybody.
Not
So,
everybody. Watch yourself.
yeah, I think it's hard to get past that though.
Yeah,
like, everybody is everybody's been burned, and everybody's so jaded.
They want your ID and all this stuff, man. And I actually checked them out just to see what they wanted. They want your ID, number one, and I guess to open bank accounts. I don't know what they do. Maybe they sell it to.
Yeah, my suggestion would be
don't
use anybody you find on Facebook for money.
Yeah.
Go local, ask around. Your sphere of influence is going to be the best part. Like I said, on my first flip, I had this lady that knew me and trusted me on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then my in-laws. I mean, family generally wants you to succeed. So if they have the money, if they have the means, then many more, because I don't like borrowing from family.
Yeah.
But more.
Right.
So it worked out well, and they make a lot of money, and we make money, so
it's all win-win.
Win-win-win.
Exactly.
So why don't you guys get in on this conversation a little bit? What are some creative ways that you have found money?
Yeah, me too. Seriously.
To get in my first deal, I ended up selling some stuff, going, and those brinca bounce houses. I had a little business of that, and so I had a guy who gave me an offer I couldn't really refuse. It was like 12 grand, something like that, and I wasn't making that much money, so I did it and put it into my first rental. You good over there?
Yeah.
Awesome. So we got 12:48. All right, so we're getting ready to wrap up here then. So I appreciate you coming on. You've had us at your events. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I know we're trying to spread a good word.
And can I share something with you guys?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
We got time. We got 12 minutes still.
Awesome. So you guys, I know there's a lot of people asking me knowledge, time, credit, cash, and all this. There's all the different ways. All the obstacles are stopping people from getting started in real estate. But you people that don't have cash, credit, knowledge, and you got all the time in the world, I got something coming for you guys. It's basically what I do, what I've always been doing. I've been very good at it. Co-wholesaling. Kent Clothier calls it reverse wholesaling, which is when I went to the seminar, I was like, oh, I didn't know that's what it's called. Okay. So he calls it that. I will be having a meetup on that, and pretty much we'll be having online classes here pretty soon for that too as well.
All right. So what are you teaching? I mean,
just teaching Nicole wholesaling. You know, the etiquette.
Just the
Number one,
finding-
etiquette.
Yeah.
Gosh, you know that.
There's
Yeah.
so many people in the city that
I'm going to teach etiquette, guys. So all the wholesalers out there, you're going to love me because I'm going to teach all these people the etiquette part of this because it's just horrible.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that you guys have to go through that. I work with all the big wholesalers and I respect them highly, and I make sure that, hey, you're double closing this one if you're marking up this high, because you know what can happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you go to title and
haters,
yeah, man.
they care about how much you make.
Yeah, that too, man. That's one thing I'll teach for sure is controlling your buyers, number one, because that's my client. I work with buyers and I work with sellers, and work with it differently, so it's reversed. So you'll work with buyers. You'll have buyers say, oh, you know, well, they bought this property for $90,000 back in 2011. I'm like,
so
what are you worried about that, man? So what? I was like, does it have profit? Yes. And then they're still worried about it. I say, you know what? Unfortunately, we're not the right fit. So let me go ahead and sorry, I'm going to have to work with another buyer. And I haven't had that problem since because I'm always up front. I'm like, if you're worried about, you know, what these people are making, then we're probably not the best fit.
Right.
And I let them know that up front, and they're like, oh, okay. So I was like, I'll make anywhere from $5,000 to $40,000 each deal. You know, as long as you're okay with that, we're good. So.
Yeah, I had that conversation too. It's like, well, how do you find the deals and how much are you getting paid when I'm bringing the deals? It's like, well, it depends. I may make nothing.
Yeah.
I may make 30,000.
Right.
Like you said, it may be a huge fat check.
Yeah.
What matters is, does it work for you?
Exactly.
Do the numbers work for you? Don't worry about what I'm making.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, don't buy it.
Right.
Or.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
We've negotiated down a deal. I think last one that went through.
Yeah, I had to because.
So
I wasn't gonna be like, oh, you're making this, I need to reduce this. No, it's like, here's my number.
Right.
If you can make that work,
exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
So then you can go back to your wholesaler.
Exactly.
He can go back to the owner, see if they'll reduce, you know?
Yeah.
Once you have a willing and able buyer with a number, let's make it work.
Yeah, and it's so much easier to close, guys, when working with a buyer. You have a buyer lined up and you say, hey, here's the deal. But you got to know your numbers, and that's one thing I'll be teaching, analyze the numbers. It's going to, that's the hardest one.
Right.
Yeah, so a lot of contracting, a lot of estimates.
So you started out investing in Texas, right?
Yeah.
That's where you got your start?
Yeah, Austin, Texas. Yeah.
What do you think is the difference between Texas and Arizona?
Oh, man.
Like, what are some of the differences that you see, good and bad?
Difference between the two, I didn't really have to do many contracts or put people in their place with attorneys. I'll be honest with you. I shook a hand over there.
Do you close with attorneys in Texas? Or is it title?
What did you close with? No, title. Yeah.
Like, are people different? Is
people
the
a lot
way
different.
They do business different?
Yeah, a lot different. You shake hands and it's pretty much a done deal. Nobody goes back on their deals.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I know. It seems like whenever I'm out on these forums, it seems like they kind of just do things differently out there.
Yeah. Country.
Yeah.
You speak back.
I love it how they want to secede and
oh yeah, all the time.
They're patriots. California wants to secede and they're terrorists.
Yeah.
A little bit of a double standard there. That's all right. We'll hate on Californians.
Yeah, for sure.
On, man. Well, so next week, we are on next week. BP should be back. Just to reiterate, guys, if you want to hit us up Monday night, go to the gala. It's going to be a lot of fun. Food, booze. Yeah. Get the AZ Flip guys a little tipsy. You never know what'll happen.
All kinds of free money. I'm just kidding.
Free money. So, yeah, man. Again, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man. You guys are awesome.
Wrap this up right now. So, episode 26, AZ Flip guys getting wrapped up. Don't forget, next week we will be out there noon. BP should be back by then. If you guys know what you want, if there's a specific topic that you want to discuss, let us know. We're here for you guys. We don't charge anything. This is all free, always. We want to help you guys succeed. So just let us know what we can do to make this show even better. I appreciate you guys watching. We're out.
See you over the top.
Flip for cash, hold for wealth.
That's good.